Good morning and welcome to December 2021 union meeting. I hope you are well and your families are safe, and I'll get right to the President's report. Power Utilities working some overtime. 8061 is on 710s. Dearborn Engine working 712s through January. Currently looking to add one pipe fitter and one electrician on a direct hire. The niche line was a transfer of operations from Romeo to Dearborn Engine. With that transfer, one electrician and one machine repair followed. The lateral affected final department and truck, and we wanted to welcome Theodore Penzak to the Rouge, who's an electrician over in final now. DTP, body, working regular schedule. Paint, some overtime, and electricians should be 100% through January. Final, some overtime on projects. Central, working 100% through January, and the same with Rev C, working 100% through January. DDMP, working their regular schedule, looking to hire a replacement for a fitter who left the company. Dearborn Tool and Die, overtime is necessary, possibly looking at TLOs next year due to some program work that got postponed and delayed. Dearborn Stamping Plant, Area A, overtime is necessary. Area B, regular schedule, facilities, overtime on various projects. World Headquarters, 710s. Vehicle Service Center, working regular schedule. And we were given the approval to hire an auto mechanic, so management and labor will be starting to do those interviews. Rev C, we successfully hired 5 pipe fitters, Matt Kropf, Jordan Contreras, Frank DeBuell, Eric Schallenberger, and Jared Peterson, and 4 electricians, Daniel McCracken, Richard DeBean, Matthew Maynard, and John Paul Kemp, and also stationary steam engineer Stephen DeRuin. We wanted to welcome them to the Rouge. The internal bids and site-wide laterals were identified and will take place on January 3rd. Those movements will affect Final, Power Utility, and DDMP. On unit news, I asked in the last meeting if anyone had ideas about starting the in-person meetings. I didn't get a lot of responses. Most people seemed concerned that we would stop doing these videos. We'll continue to do these videos to be sure. As soon as we have a workable day and time, to do an in-person monthly meeting, we'll get that out to you. Local news, they're always doing collections for the Methodist Church downtown, socks, personal items, whatever you have, if you wanted to drop them off at the local, or if you want to drop them in the committee room and I can bring them over here for you. Regional news, Director Laura Dickerson chose Dave Pajak to be the new Assistant Director. We wanted to congratulate him in his new role. UAW news, Kellogg's reached a 5-year agreement, and they didn't really get as in depth as the John Deere agreement, so they just kind of gave the highlights, but basically a 5-year agreement, pay increase, quicker path to legacy wage rates, they got COLA back, pension life income benefit increase, which was $2, and then a single dollar for the 5th year. They kept their health care intact. They added a new vision benefit, and they increased the accidental death and dismemberment benefit by $10,000. It looked like they were bringing people up to legacy wages a lot quicker than the original offer. So. Yeah, I mean, there's a plant closing moratorium, obviously, and so yeah, they got their agreement, and again, I say they got COLA back, so you know what that means. Committee reports, health and safety. We had a couple of pretty significant safety incidents over the last couple of months within our unit, and in these meetings, we try to impress on everyone that the company and management aren't responsible for your safety. If you're rushing around, you're not locking out, not getting the proper permits, the JSAs, the PTAs, working in dusty or slippery conditions, using equipment you haven't properly inspected, taking chances because you think it's a get and go. These are all ways to get yourself seriously hurt or killed. The company will turn a blind eye on all of that until something goes wrong, and then you'll be the one getting disciplined and you'll be the one getting the time off. Please don't take these chances. I've not held a case on a single person because they were working safely and doing everything that was necessary. One of my journeymen used to call it the biscuit. You know, it's getting you to leave early, maybe it's getting the job done quickly so you can get more chair time. That's what he used to call the biscuit. And those days are long gone. There isn't a single manager on the floor who's going to stand in front of you if something goes wrong and you don't have your ducks in a row. Trust me, it's not worth it. Nothing here is worth it. So take your time, do it right, and do it safely. Benefits, there were some script changes. Some scripts are soon to not be covered. Only a percentage of some are covered. And or some scripts may need pre-authorization before you can get them. That came in a letter to your house, and that all healthcare plans are changing from Express Scripts to Optimum RX for mail order scripts. New primary insurance ID cards are in the mail, and new script coverage details, including phone numbers, are on the back of the cards. Also, one thing Eddie has run into quite frequently is that Medicare is sending out paperwork to ask you to enroll into Medicare as you turn 65. While you're still working, your company benefits, you don't need Medicare, but they're enrolling anyway. The problem is that you have to pay the premium starting then and for the rest of your life. So if you already have turned 65 and you haven't done the Medicare thing, you don't have to do that because you're still receiving the the company benefit. Job security, we had a meeting with Frank Piazza last week, and at the meeting it was negotiated that we might take ownership, that we will take ownership of the M-Bay cranes. That means we'd perform all of the PMs and repairs on those cranes. We'll be looking for a millwright and an electrician in Area A press floor to volunteer to do that work. Please let your district rep know if you're interested in being on that team. Obviously, there's going to be some training necessary. They have a crane to train on at the TTC. They're also putting together a curriculum to start rolling the millwright apprentices through crane maintenance and the electricians through crane maintenance as well. We've made progress on getting the company to submit labor clearances for crane and refrigeration work. If you see someone in your building doing this type of work, please let us know to make sure we're aware. Joint apprenticeship, 84 apprentices currently on course. Millwrights and pipe fitters will be rotating January 10th. Industrial truck and welders will rotate in January. And the electricians rotated in October and will rotate again sometime about March, April. I guess I wanted to take a minute to recap the year we've had, and it's been quite a year indeed. And we've been on a crazy ride together. But in closing, I wanted to kind of bring forward a few of the wins we had in 2021 and focus on the positive and not always on the negative. So we had several laterals awarded to various locations across the Rouge. We were successful in getting the trades we needed for the Red Sea. We were also successful in getting other trades hired in various plants and through the system. Your excellent committee people in districts 1, 5, 22, and 32 won a total of 36 grievances totaling $52,157. We managed to get the company to start sending us labor clearances for refrigeration work and crane maintenance, which they weren't. We were successful in striking an agreement that would start to put together a crane crew in Dearborn stamping press floor and take ownership of the M-Bay cranes. We maintained as much work as we could handle in most every plant and worked many, many hours of overtime as a result through the whole year, really, and for 8061 and World Headquarters and Power. Or it seems like it's been going on 5 or 6 years now. We were successful in arguing that the holiday this year on certain AWS patterns fell on the weekend and should be voluntary. That actually ended up encompassing the 1st and 2nd as well as the 25th and 26th, so that was a win. So if you're working those days, they're voluntary. If you want to come in, you can. If you can't be forced to work those days on the MAP schedule. Unfortunately, 7 on, 7 off schedule is still a problem and will be until we get that fixed in negotiations. The scheduling of the holiday and early sign-up was successful in most plants. We did have 1 or 2 departments where folks either weren't here or didn't see the posting, and we're trying to get those people to work as well. So we'll let you know as we work through that. We were successful in maintaining our driver spots for the new Rev C, and we'll be adding drivers as we move forward. I think the number I heard was 5. That could be wrong. I think there may be more. On behalf of the whole maintenance construction team, transportation team, I wanted to say Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. On a personal note, I wanted to tell you what an honor and a privilege it is to be chairman of such an awesome skilled trades unit. We're rare. We are the dinosaur. We are one of the few departments that has a construction facility, and that makes us different from any other plant in any other area. But I did want to wish you and your families a Merry Christmas from all of us to all of you, and I look forward to next year standing shoulder to shoulder as we fight for what we think is right next year, and if we do that, there's nothing we can't do. So God bless you and your families, and thank you very much. Have a great year.